Hello and welcome to Live with Allison and Kaileen. I am Kaileen. This is my channel, so hopefully you know a little bit about me. But my business is Awaken Innate Healing, and I help people awaken to their innate abilities to heal themselves and their intuition. And to my side here is Allison. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm a spiritual mentor and an intuitive, and I help women. I work with women, however, doesn't have to be. I identify as a woman, and I will work on tapping into, trusting your intuition, transforming fear, doubt, anxiety every time it shows up, and living authentically as yourself. Those are the three trifecta that I work with.
So powerful.
So powerful.
So today we are coming to you live to talk about how do you invest for yourself and how do you actually follow through, right? Because so many times we have this idea like, oh, I should do that.
Yeah.
No. It's got to be exciting for you to follow through. So that's the simple key.
Mm-hmm.
But let's really dive into what does investing for yourself mean to you?
Okay. This is a great question. So it can mean multiple different things because in self-help, oftentimes investing in yourself is a catchphrase to buy a course.
Right? Absolutely.
Like, if you want to invest in yourself, you buy this course. But as someone who has done many of courses, I've created many courses. About 5,000 people have gone through the courses. I know the stats.
Yeah.
And people don't follow through. So we're not just talking about buying a course or buying a product or taking a class. It can be more than that.
Right.
Investing in yourself. But the question is, how do you invest in yourself? You give yourself time, space.
Right. And in what vibration do you do that? So I always think it's so funny because a lot of times they do that, like the investment is, right?
Yes.
Like it's like, ooh, these catchwords. And then you're like, oh, I paid for it and never did. Which I've totally done. I have many courses sitting out there and I'm like, ooh, I'll get to that, right?
Yes.
Or the idea of, I have all these books and I'll read them one day, right?
Yeah. You invest in the books, you buy the course, you buy the class, right? Okay. So what I want to talk about, I hope, same things you want to talk about. when you decide to invest in yourself, how do you determine what is that initial feeling that you get so that you also know you will follow through? Because it isn't just the investment, it's the follow through and the doing part that can become so much more difficult if you're doing it from a should-based perspective.
Absolutely. And so I like to put that into like, how does it feel, right? Mm-hmm. So like should to me feels constricted, like, oh, I should do this, right? If your jaw's clenched, probably shouldn't do it.
Or if you say, I should really be doing this.
Right.
Like, hello.
Or I have to do this. Don't let those words go. Just let them go. You don't have to do anything.
Right.
We were just talking about that person that lived on a park bench for a while, and you literally don't have to do anything.
Don't have to do it.
Yeah.
There's
no judgment here. There's nothing you have to do. It's what feels good.
Right.
Where does your excitement lead you?
Mm-hmm. So when you decide to invest in something, maybe you've been doing it, and we've all done it. Every single one of us has gone, I should do that, and then we jump in based on a sensation of fear.
Right.
Like fear is the stimulation. If you look at marketing, fear is the stimulation. So the opposite of that is joy, passion, interest, excitement, intuition.
Mm-hmm.
So my counsel would be go on that basis going forward. Does it feel good? Does it feel authentically exciting? And you know the difference between excitement and anxiety. They're not the same thing.
Absolutely. And I think like the ultimate, you're doing it is when you're like, you have that sense of feeling that you're like floating towards it, right? Mm-hmm. I've definitely done that where I was like, I'm at this thing and here I am signing up for the next one because it just feels right.
Feels good.
But it doesn't always necessarily have to be like, oh, and then I walked myself over there without even knowing it. It can just feel easy.
Right.
And you can follow that.
Yes.
And I will point out, since my intuition is making me think of it, like sometimes we're like, oh, I'm going to read this book. And then you never do. And sometimes then you pick it up and you read one line and maybe that's all you needed from the book. And that's totally fine. Once again, there is no judgment here, right? If you got what you were seeking, perfect. And hopefully in that seeking, it sparked joy to keep seeking more.
Yes. Yeah, that's the whole point. So you have to be real with yourself and you have to check in with yourself. Why am I taking this action? And am I doing it because so-and-so said I should invest in myself and this is the way that I quote unquote invest in myself? Or are you going to tune in and figure out how it feels when you make the choice and follow the one that feels easy, that feels however you describe intuition, and go through. Because I can tell you that the one that you choose that feels better, that feels more intuitively guided, will be the one that you follow through with, because there's a difference between motivation and inspiration. In my opinion, in my mind.
Oh, that's big.
Motivation is trying to work with your belief systems and regulate and manage and maybe try to shift a negative belief. It's harder. Like I need to motivate myself versus inspiration. There's a flow towards something that feels really good, and it's not hard work. Like I mean, you move, you do things, but it's not the same as trying to be motivated, which is usually like a poker in your behind.
And that's like what we talked about last week about, work has to be hard. So if you didn't catch that one, check it out, because work doesn't have to be hard, people. You can just be inspired. You can be excited and just follow that excitement.
Yes, absolutely.
It really can be that easy. So that's with your classes that you've seen, like so many people sign up and do nothing, pay money and do nothing.
And do nothing.
But then it's the people that are really inspired that this is the path they want to be on for right now. Started.
Yeah. That's the thing that I want to just because having seen that, having the stats that show people that sign up, I don't have the benefit of having had the conversation with a lot of these people. They sign up on this sort of other end where I don't see them, but they sign up and I look at the stats and nobody's doing anything, and I'm always like, this is so frustrating. It's frustrating for me as a teacher, and I'm sure it's got to be frustrating for them as a student, because I've also been on that end where I've signed up for stuff that I thought I should do and then I never did anything with, and it's frustrating.
And then you kind of have it hanging over you, like, oh, I should do that. No, don't do anything you don't want to do.
Right. And we're doing that right now as we think about our next retreat. We're thinking about what brings us the most joy. How can we create this? How can this be formed? Not from a place of should, like I have to do this, but what are we inspired to do?
Absolutely. And having that like openness about it, where like we have an idea what it could look like, but we also know that there are a million different options out there that we don't even maybe see just yet. We're just like, oh, we want windows. That's where we're starting. We want windows. We want to be able to go outside if the weather permits. That's all we're putting out there, and we don't want bunk beds.
Like, nobody wants to sleep in a bunk bed with a stranger. Like, nobody does.
We're not at summer camp anymore. So like, those are the simple 3 things that we're looking for. And we're just exploring. Like, we'll send stuff back and forth to each other. We'll be like, oh, I like that one. Let's explore it more. Nah. Forget that one. Scratch it off the list.
Exactly.
So that's how we are being led by inspiration instead of dragging our feet through motivation.
I mean, there are things that I start that I don't finish because I'm not going to be poked into motivation. I will be inspired. And there's tons of things that I've done. Like, you can be super productive while being inspired, right?
Absolutely.
The two are not like, opposing. You can absolutely do that.
It makes me think of like a few weeks ago when my husband and I were both cleaning, and we're like, it felt like it took 2 minutes and the whole house was clean, and we're like, whoa, how did that happen? And like, he even pointed out, like, we must have just been in flow. And I was like, I guess so, because like all the dishes are done, all the clothes are put away, and like, we have a small child, so that doesn't really happen very often, right? And it was just like, oh, that felt nice.
That's a great point. I don't actually fold the laundry until I'm inspired to fold the laundry.
Same.
There's a big basket of laundry that sits in the room, and I don't fold it till I want to fold it. It gets folded. Things get done. I'm that way with dishes too. They need to soak. No, I need to be inspired to wash those dishes. Right, exactly. So we have options if you are inspired. So how do you know if signing up for one of our classes or coming to the Intuition Mastery Circle is something you want to investigate? Pay attention to how you feel. Are you interested? Are you curious? Are you inspired to work with us? That's how you know it's a step in the right direction, and B, going to be something that is more likely to be a flow state for you. Right. Because there are 100 million teachers out there, right? And there are 100 million different ways. Even if you say like, oh, these teachers are grouped together here, and whatever.
there are still 100 million different options.
And very good teachers out there.
Yeah.
So many
you
choices.
you get the opportunity, which is exciting. There's that excitement, right? You get the opportunity to follow what feels easy.
Yeah.
What feels like a vibration you want to be in.
So we as teachers are play-based. And I know that sounds silly, but when you were playing, I used to teach kindergarten. So when you were playing, you were in the freest state you're going to be in. So we like laughter. We like play. We like ease. We like foundational pieces of information and not like vomiting information so much that you can't absorb, but foundational pieces that we cover from multiple angles.
Absolutely. And that kind of speaks to my background too, of like teaching volleyball, right? Fun in fundamentals. That's what we're doing, right? No one wants to stand there and have a coach yell at them, no, your finger was pointed the wrong way. No. Well, we've all seen those parents too that are like, do it better.
Yeah.
No. Here's a tip. Take it if you want. Get inspired to do your own thing. Do what you want to do. Have fun. And get these building blocks.
Yeah.
Whatever those building blocks look like for you.
Yeah. I think I've been in teaching a long time. I have a master's in education. I was teaching elementary school for many years. I've been in it for 25 plus years. Yep. And I think our foundation of approach is the next wave.
Absolutely.
Because it puts the power in your seat. Mm-hmm. We have information. We are the bumpers on the bowling alley. We have structure. Mm-hmm. But it's you who are in the driver's seat. That is fundamentally different than standardized education.
Right.
Purposefully different than standardized education.
Right. It's like that. People always say like, oh, I'm going to teach my child this. Well, your child probably already knows. Let's remember that, right? We already know everything. Everything already lies within us. It's being connected once more and inspired for what is your answer.
Yep.
Because your answer could be totally different than my answer, and our answer could be totally different than each other's. And that's beautiful, right? Yep. That's why we are human, to explore those.
Yes. So it can be a little uneasy at first if you're someone who like is used to the model of standardized education where teacher have answer, student get answer from teacher, teacher tells student whether right or wrong. Like that's not the model that we're using.
We are not checking any grades or writing A at the top of your paper. You can do that for yourself if you want. We don't need to do that. So we have an exciting first in-person class coming up in Northbrook. So this is the 5 keys to mastering intuition. We give you the 5 keys that has helped us. And we're doing that live at the Northbrook Public Library for free. Come hang out with us for an hour. It's at 3:30 this Wednesday. It's going to be fun, right?
Yep.
If you're in the area, maybe you're already coming, maybe you're seeing this a little late, there will be more coming. There will always be more coming. And if you're not in the area, we have a really fun intuition mastery circle. So tell them about that.
So that is a group. Again, it is not teacher have answer, teacher give answer to student.
Right.
It is a place to come where you can ask questions, you can explore your relationship with intuition, and what we give you is what you ask for, meaning you ask questions, you tell us stories, and we give you just what you need in that situation versus, again, trying to give you certain constructs that you may not be ready for, that you don't want.
Right.
There's nothing molded about this, but it's a safe space where you get to grow your relationship with your inner guidance while being guided by us through conversation, through questions. We ask a lot of questions.
We ask a lot, which is so important.
Yes.
So often we're asking all the questions in our own head, but when someone from an outside perspective asks that question, you're like, yes, that's what I've been looking for. That's the question, and I already know my answer. Or maybe I have no idea what the answer is, but now I have a month to explore it, and then come back and be like, this is my answer for right now.
Yes.
Because it's always changing.
And asking questions is a great thing to do to yourself. I constantly ask myself questions like, what intuitive information is going to come to me, and how is it going to come to me today, so that you can put the intention out there to discover for yourself the way in which you're revealing to yourself the things that you need to know. So the first month of that class is free. Just come kick the tires. Figure out if it's really for you. For someone who's looking for us to tell you what the answer is, it's not the right class for you.
Right.
It just isn't.
But then again, there's a good chance if it's not the right class for them, they're not watching this right now, right? It's funny how vibrationally that happens.
Good point.
But that's what's cool. Come check it out. See if right now it's in resonance for you. See if it's fun, right? See if you get along with our sense of humor, because it's not for everyone, I guess. I don't know.
And if you're just seeing this for the first time, come to Instagram. Check us out on Instagram. We do a lot of stuff there. You do a lot of stuff on Facebook. I'm not quite as active on Facebook.
That's true.
I've done a couple of reels today because I've decided that intuitively walking.
Yes.
I'm like bursting with ideas.
Yeah.
Now, so I'm doing more reels all of a sudden.
You're like, oh, I got this one.
I tell you about this. I totally want to tell you about this idea.
So come check us out there. We'll have it all linked in the bio or the comments of this. Yeah. The circle happens the second Sunday of the month. Really easy to remember. It's always the second Sunday of the month, unless there's like a holiday on that Sunday, which I don't think there's any more coming up.
I'll look again.
I don't think so. But so it's really easy to remember. You get that email the day before. Here's the link. It's join in, and then we get to, whoever shows up for that day. Mm-hmm. It's an awesome experience. And then you also get the recording, which is so huge, because in the moment you'll hear what you're supposed to hear, and then when you feel inspired to go back and watch it, you'll hear something totally different.
Yep.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So join us for that. It's a lot of fun. It's for everyone. Mastery Circle might seem like, oh, I don't know if I'm a master yet. No one's a master.
It's not really about mastery.
Right.
It's about coming and revealing to yourself the information that you need. Whether you're a newbie and you're like, I've just heard the word. Perfect. Yeah. Or you're someone who considers yourself an expert. There is always something to learn. I always take away something new that I need to know about myself from these circles.
Absolutely.
Every single time.
Yeah, I love doing them, because anytime you're with people that are open-minded, not like-minded, because that even puts a limit on open-minded.
Right.
You get to be more open, and you get to be inspired to find something new about yourself.
Absolutely.
So sign up for that. It's on Allison's website, AllisonSutter.com. Super easy to get to. If you're in Northbrook or the surrounding area, so northern suburbs of Chicago, come this Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. We're at the library. Hopefully we don't get told to be quiet.
That would suck.
And then next month we're working on, it's going to be outside. We're going to be going for a walk. Stoked. It's going to be awesome. Yes. Because there's just something about connecting with nature, being your natural self. I mean, heck, I wish we could be barefoot doing it.
Oh,
that'd be cool.
Yes, that'd be totally cool.
So, come be live with us in real time. That's what we're asking for. Be yourself, show up as you are. And that's all we got for today, I think.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, everyone.